Rashid. With de Villiers gone for Du Plessis and Amla scored the 47 runs to secure a comfortable victory. Placing Carlos, ABC News.
Now, earlier on that day, England's women's team struck first blood, clinching their three-match T20 series against the momentum Proteas 2-1 at the Wanderers. Tourist Sarah Taylor starred once again, hitting 60 runs off 40 balls as the English won by 4 wickets. Now, staying with the Proteas in cricket, the Proteas are on a high and deservedly so after clinching the ODI series coming from 2-0 down and then battering the English to take the T20 series over the weekend. Coming up next is a short visit by Australia in the shortest format of the game and then the World Cup in India. Julian joins me to talk about how well prepared the Proteas are going into the World Cup. Good morning and thank you for coming back to Newsroom.
Only a pleasure, good to see you again.
It's been a very long time since we chatted, but I'm glad that we're talking and it's on the back of a positive performance by the Proteas.
Absolutely, it could have been a lot worse, I guess, if we looked at the trend that was happening prior to the ODIs and I guess the first 2 ODIs. So I think it's been a bit of an horrendous season for us if we look at Test match cricket. Thank goodness that things have turned around. As you know, sport is all about momentum. It's all about creating winning cultures and about creating focus. So again, you've just made mention of one of the most critical moments here. We were 2-0 down in a series, an ODI series, which could have gone very badly for us. We turned it around in 2 big matches and then obviously went on and won it. And then the T20s have been fantastic as well. The World Cup is obviously in India, different kettle of fish.
Quick one. Let's try not to get too carried away with the performances in the T20s. The ODIs were absolutely fantastic. 3 matches in a row, very well executed. The first T20, we didn't win that one so much as England losing it, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think the key, however, is that we did win it. So again, we've won a match which typically many teams may have thrown away. And really, we were in the game, we were on top of the game, then we were right out of the game. And then in the end, we kind of snuck it. So, those are moments that really, at big tournaments, those are the moments you've got to win. It's those incremental small steps throughout tournaments and winning the big moments. So, guys like Chris Morris have come to the fore all of a sudden. Rabada's put his hand up and is just an absolute star. Tahir is going to be fantastic for us at the World Cup and crucial for us if he can obviously stay as good as he is.
Now, talking about big moments, AB de Villiers and Hashim Amla had a massive moment yesterday at the Wanderers. Both of them were actually on par, playing very different types of cricket. One hitting 6s and 4s, one just nipping away and getting a couple of 4s. Some fantastic work by them out in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, technical experts at their, very different technical experts, but at the top of their game. Amla's going to be critical for us. He reads the conditions in of the slower pitches, and these guys play plenty of T20 cricket in India these days. The IPL has helped a lot. AB de Villiers, you'll be finding, unless we're playing India, the crowds will be chanting his name. So he'll be absolutely at the forefront of his game, and hopefully the selectors are going to stick with him at number 1, 2, or 3. That's really what we're after. We'd love to see him and Quinton de Kock, I guess, take it to the Australians at some stage, but the guys they'll be keen to get going.
It's interesting that you bring Quinton de Kock into the conversation already, because that's exactly what's happening now. There's a big problem now as to what happens with the top 3 positions. Is it, who do we drop? Do we drop anybody in the top 3?
Well, you really can't. With the fact that you've made Faf du Plessis your captain, that creates all kinds of complications around. He would, for me, out of the top 3, he's the guy that you drop for Quinton de Kock. But you really can't from a leadership point of view either. So that is going to be an interesting one. You may find Amla perhaps taking a step back from time to time. Although he's the guy that you want there, carrying the innings, making his 50 off what's these days much quicker than a run a ball.
And I dare say a little bit of sanity would actually be called to prevail. Like I would say, if you don't mind, I would say Amla and AB de Villiers continue in that 1 and 2, and then de Kock at number 3.
Absolutely. You'd love to see that. De Kock is pretty flexible, so he could shift around. We've got the beauty of a couple of players that could really anchor an inning. So if we are 40 for 3 for whatever, let's hope that doesn't happen. But you might find the situation where we're 40 for 3, and you can just shift de Kock down the order then.
Right, now let's talk a little bit about the bowling. The bowling department has been a bit shaky as well. Rabada, like you said, he's been fantastic this summer. We also had some cameos by the Abbotts, the Visas, the Morrises. What do you reckon needs to happen for our bowling department to be spot on going into the World Cup?
Look, I think that's probably our one weakness going into this World Cup. We don't have a world-beating frontline bowling attack. All five bowlers. I mean, on the day we could probably do really well. Our batting is we're going to be chasing perhaps rather big scores, but I think we're pretty confident that we can do that. I think our real stalwarts from a bowling point of view will be Rabada and will be Imran Tahir.
Staines coming back though.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? How do you reckon he's going to perform with being such a long layoff?
Well, Steyn loves India. I'm a little concerned personally about Steyn. Such a long layoff. Will he find his straps from the word go? Will he be able to play through this injury, I guess, that we've seen?
Julian, thanks so much. We don't have a lot of time. It's been very rushed. But having said that, I think I managed to get the essence of what you think about the performances. Before I let you go, let's have a quick listen to what Herschel Gibbs had to say about how they should prepare for this particular World Cup.
Maybe in an interview a couple of weeks ago, they said if they play to their potential, there's no reason why they can't play. We know our history in the World Cups. I'd like to maybe use reverse psychology this time and don't give the Proteas any hope. And maybe you never know, they could have been winning a World Cup. Because every year, every other year, we say, okay, they stand a good chance of winning. They don't make it obviously past the semi-final. So maybe it's time to just have a little bit reverse psychology and say, no, they don't have a chance in hell.
Well, there you have it. Herschel Gibbs saying that we should just use a little bit of reverse psychology there, see if we can get it right. We're done with the sports. I know Elvis President is standing by.